This is a celebrity reading on Zayn, Malik, and Yolanda, Hadid. Okay, I'm just gonna tap in. Just I get like a strong message that Zayn was in the right, and I mean, if you just think about justice, like justice is blind, right? Ideally, right? So you're not like thinking about all the details that you know necessarily about the people. Like, let's just bring them down to Fisher Price people and think about the laws of Pennsylvania and the United States in general, where like an owner of private property has the right to like refuse someone to trespass, etc. And there's also the issue of like attempted abduction of a child. So like, let's say for instance she was able to take the child and drive away, like that would be like an Amber Alert type of situation, where she could be put in jail, right? So just like forget about like that she's the stepmom and like all these other roles. It's like, what were their actions? And I think like according to law, like Zayn was like in the right to defend himself, defend his daughter, just defend himself against trespassers. So it just sort of feels like he hasn't even fully taken, not advantage of necessarily, but like he doesn't understand fully how he's truly in the right in this situation, and he could actually delve into that more to prevent future problems, which is a good idea, because like I feel like if you think of it like a boxing match and they go to their own corners and like the score is even or something, like, but the score shouldn't be even because what she did was wrong, like then she's thinking like, okay, I haven't been punished for what I did, so I'm gonna like plan something new and do that. Like that's the kind of feeling I get, where her behavior is so unchecked by her family that like I guess she's been getting away with a type of like narcissistic abuse, for a long time. I mean, like she's someone who thrives on controlling the lives of others. Let's say she was a mom who just loved her kids and whatever, like they go hang out with their friends, do the projects they want to do, come home for dinner, and she's like, how was your day, instead of like, you can eat this and you can like only do this, and like it's the kind of thing like the other shoe's gonna drop eventually with those girls, and they're gonna be like, wait a second, like I'm not living my life. And it's like a lesson for them to just become their authentic selves, and because like you can't like chain yourself to somebody else's will. Okay, so yeah, so I kind of see as like a good solution that I'm being shown is for Zayn to have like a really nice apartment, or apartment, rather than like a brownstone or something in Manhattan, like where there would be security at the entrance, because clearly that's necessary. So there's like cameras, security, there's a procedure for like gaining access to his apartment. So like that's his USA base. And then I also see him having like a country house, or like some sort of like not apartment but like a house, maybe not right in downtown London, but like in a nice area that's not far from the city, whatever, like kind of northwest of the city. I'm not that familiar with the suburbs of London. But my GPS is like hour and a half northwest of London. Um, so there's, and then that gives like space, distance, like it would, for Yolanda to like feel like she wants to abduct their child, like she would have to drive farther, she would have to encounter security guards, like there would be like more time for her to think before she proceeds and whatever. And they would have that necessary protection. And I think like I don't see sorry, I forget her name, Gigi, changing her. Like I think it would take her a little bit, I think it'll take her 2 years to fully become independent from her mom. And like I think if Zayn loves her, he'll understand like it's not easy to like unravel that, especially if someone's being so controlling, and to not be too judgy about that, but to like make sure that his daughter and like his interaction with Gigi is like safe and secure, and like he gives her the space and time to like essentially grow up. Because I don't know her age exactly, but like her psychologically, her age feels like 22 to me. But so that would bring more peace for him and for her and the daughter. And like if Yolanda wants to insist on writing lessons or this or that thing, like tough luck, like it's not your baby. There's other places the parents can take them, and like there's a certain amount of like respect and boundaries that need to go into place. And yeah, it seems like that scenario seems like the least conflict arousing, arising. Arising. Okay. But like also like if you want to use the word arousing, it's like there would be less arousing of suspicion or like stuff like that. So less thought towards like what bad things could happen, because like they've put things into place where they feel more secure. It's not like the child can never see the country because she's gonna be like hanging out in England and getting a bit of like her dad's culture too, which is like important because like North Americans can be, I don't know, have less, I don't know, it's just it's valuable, even though they both speak English, like, it's two very different cultures, and it's good for the child to like have both cultures, so they can experience like countryside and stuff more there, and the mom will just have to like like either grow up or become like the Grinch on top of the mountain, like coming up with plans and becoming like more awful, like like really she needs to like pray for to have some grace. I think it's pretty, and her energy feels a bit like out of control, and she might feel like she can get away with anything just because she has like the phone number of a publicist or a direct line to like TMZ or something like that, but like a judge doesn't care about that stuff, so truly she's not really helping herself by inflaming like everything in that regard in the press. And it's not really an ally in terms of like legal stuff. So like if we think about like what I said at the beginning, like Fisher Price characters, like what actions did they actually do? Like her actions, if we're looking at it from a really like justice point of view, were totally incorrect. And her energy feels like she was sort of relishing starting a fight with him. Like she's very her passions are misdirected. Like I feel like her personal purpose and her passions should go, for some reason I really get like horses strongly, so like I feel like, I don't know, she wants to get into horse rescue or like anything to do with horses to like a really deep degree. Like where she's like a spokesperson, she can like channel her kind of control energy and stuff into that, and trying to control the dialogue over like treatment, something about horses, and maybe establishing some charity organizations for underprivileged kids to have the experience of, you know, spending time with horses, learning to ride, etc., like to that kind of stuff, and maybe taking some of her focus off of directing the lives of her children with such a like hammer, you know, kind of ferocity that she is right now. She'd be happier, things would be more peaceful in her family, and she'd be doing more good if she were doing these kind of like charitable efforts and creating organizations like that. So I think, like, yeah, just to wrap it up, like, I think Zayn could talk to like a good lawyer who works, the lawyer feels more like maybe in England, but like maybe they have ties in the States and know the laws, or like they whatever, but to just get advice on what really happened and like just break it down into like the law, and to see that his rights are greater than he knows. And you can't just like take what random people are saying in your ear about like, this is this and this is that and this is how you should see that. Like, there's a reason why there are laws. There's a reason why mother-in-laws have a bad rep. Like here in Quebec, I asked my friend like why on the second and third story of this like of these flats was there a tiny little door just leading out, like with no stairs and stuff, and he said those are called mother-in-law doors, and I was like, oh my god. So it's like, yeah, like let people live their lives without trying to like mess them up. Like don't barge in, don't try to abduct children and set off Amber Alerts, and you know, possibly whatever. Don't cause stress to young parents who are doing a good job. Like, come on. So it just feels like Yolanda might even need like 2 months of like detox almost. Like, I don't know if there's a Betty Ford Center for like controlling narcissists or whatever, but like she needs to get some help, I feel. That's my reading about that. I hope you have a good day. Bye.